Today, in this video, we're diving into the world of in-ear monitors, specifically focusing on the wired and wireless options. So whether you're prepping for a big performance or just upgrading your gear, we want to help you make the best choice for your needs and budget. Hi, I'm E, and welcome back to Myths and Pixels, where we teach audio through video. In our previous videos, we described in-ear monitors as speakers in your ears. And that's what they are, speakers in your ears. We covered the basics of what they are, how they work, and why you should consider using them. If you missed those, check out the links on your screen or in the description box below. So essentially, in-ear monitors are speakers that sit snugly in your ears and that typically end with an 1/8 of an inch or 3.5 millimeters connector. I have been working as a sound engineer for bands for over 10 years. In that time, I have gone through my fair share of gear with different bands for various acts, from church worship music to pub and bar gigs, and with wedding bands. Over the years, I have worked with different music styles, and I have become a huge advocate for in-ear monitors for all the musicians I work with in any situation. Today, I want to talk about the two main options for in-ear monitors, wired and wireless. Let's start with wired in-ears. A couple of decades ago, getting in-ear monitors for all your band was almost impossible unless you had a massive budget or unless you were part of a big act like, say, Bon Jovi. But as time went on, in-ear monitors became more accessible and more affordable. Simply put, wired means that your in-ear monitor system is connected to your sound desk or to your stage box via a cable, and they come in all shapes and forms. Here's an example: the Behringer PowerPlay P2. It's compact, clips onto your belt or guitar strap. It runs on 2 AAA batteries and can handle both mono and stereo signals. If you want to know what a mono or a stereo mix is, then you need to check our video about this. It can connect via an XLR cable or a 1/4 of an inch or 6.3 millimeters jack cable, offering a bit more flexibility. It's affordable, portable, and user-friendly. And then, as a final example, the Behringer PowerPlay P1. This little box receives audio via 1 or 2 XLR cables, and it can operate in mono or stereo. It's especially great for drummers because you can mount it on a mic stand, and it runs on either a 9-volt battery or a power adapter. So those are a few examples of wired in-ear monitors. Now let's talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of wired in-ear monitors. Some advantages are they are affordable. They start at around 60 euros or dollars. Compact and easy to transport. You can put it in your backpack or your instrument bag. And they're ideal for musicians who don't move much on stage. We also have some disadvantages, such as cables can get in the way for those who move around a lot on stage, potentially leading to tripping hazards. Setup can be time consuming because you have to run 1 or 2 cables, which is a concern for opening or middle acts on tight schedules. Now, let's talk wireless. As the name suggests, these systems do not need a cable to receive a signal. Instead, they use the radio frequency spectrum to send and receive signals, much like a radio. Here I have 2 wireless systems. One is a Sennheiser G3 system, which is in the high end, and the other one is a T-Bone IEM 75 system, which will be in the low, more affordable end. They have the same components: a transmitter that sends the audio signal, a receiver that you connect your in-ears to, an antenna to broadcast the signal. Some systems use 2 antennas, and it has 2 input connectors. The difference between the cheaper T-Bone and the Sennheiser one is that, without getting into a more technical and complicated answer, is the components in the Sennheiser's transmitter and receiver are of higher quality than the ones on the T-Bone. This means that the audio signal on the Sennheiser will be cleaner, clearer, and will reach further than the one on the T-Bone. This also translates to any other low-end, perhaps more affordable brands. Now, let's talk about advantages of the wireless systems. No cables mean complete freedom to move around on stage. This is perfect for singers and active performers. You have the option of installing them into a rack. That way, they are in the same place, ready to go. Once in a rack, they can be easily connected to a sound desk or to a stage box, even if you have many systems. Now, let's talk about some of the disadvantages. Higher cost, with good systems starting at around 500 euros or dollars. Unless you invest in higher end models such as Shure or Sennheiser, the audio quality in your ears will not be better than that from a generic wired in-ear system. If they're not rack mounted, they are difficult to transport and easy to misplace. Because you use the radio frequency spectrum, you still need to adjust the frequency the same way you would adjust the radio to tune into that clean and clear signal. In the wired systems, you do not need to do this. It's much simpler. So whether you go wired or wireless, that depends on your specific needs and your stage setup. If you're someone who is starting in the world of in-ear monitors, chances are you're playing small to medium gigs. In this case, I would recommend you to get a wired option first so that you can get used to them. If you're a musician who doesn't move that much on stage, for example, a drummer or a bass player, unless you're Steve Harris from Iron Maiden, then I would also consider the wired option. The wired option is also great for working musicians who want to be on in-ear monitors but don't have the budget or don't have it yet to purchase the wireless system. Having said all that, if money is not an issue or you have worked really hard to go to the wireless option, then go for it. Purchase the wireless system. The wireless option is great for opening and mid-act touring bands who are not the main headliners and need to set up and tear down quickly. If you're a touring musician with a big act, you do not need to worry about this. The arenas and theaters that you will play will provide in-ear monitor systems for you. You only need to bring your personal in-ear monitors. So what are your experiences with wired or wireless in-ear systems? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you never miss out on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time here at Mixing Pixels.